ผมจะให้ท่านผู้ชมฟังจอร์แดน พีเตอร์สันสัมภาษณ์รอน เดซานเตสนะครับรอน เดซานเตสเป็นผู้ว่ามลรัฐฟลอริดาแล้วก็เป็นนักการเมืองซึ่งได้มีโอกาสมาออกรายการของจอร์แดนเนี่ยเป็นผู้นำจิตวิญญาณของกลุ่มซึ่งผมเรียกว่า Men's Right Movement ซึ่งจอร์แดน พีเตอร์สันเองเขาไม่รู้หรอกว่าเขาเป็นผู้นำจิตวิญญาณของ Men's Right Movement แต่ว่าเขากลายมาเป็นหนึ่งในผู้นำทางความคิดซึ่งทำให้บรรดาผู้ชายทั่วโลกซึ่งมีความรู้สึกว่าถูกเอาเปรียบโดยโลกใบนี้โลก woke โลกสิทธิสตรีอะไรเงี้ยเขาก็หันมาฟังจอร์แดน พีเตอร์สันนะครับซึ่งก็เป็นผู้ซึ่งมีอิทธิพลทางความคิดซึ่งอาจจะมองในแง่ลบก็ได้ว่าอาจจะเป็นคนซึ่งร่วมสร้างมนุษย์โบราณให้มีมากขึ้นเรื่อยๆนะฮะจอร์แดน พีเตอร์สันเพาะพันธุ์มนุษย์โบราณผมคิดว่านี่เป็นประเด็นที่เกิดขึ้นในsociological evolution ของยุค post woke
I had the privilege of talking today to Governor Ron DeSantis, who's running for president on the Republican slate. I tried to tilt the discussion more towards the personal. My impression with Governor DeSantis is that he's established himself already as a credible policy advocate and a credible administrator, and that's no small deal. And also as someone who's willing and able to take the flack associated with making difficult political decisions. But I had the sense that I didn't really know him personally, and I believe that that's a sense that's shared by many people. And so a lot of what we did with the conversation today was to get to know Governor DeSantis at a personal level. And so I hope that all of you who are watching and listening find that useful and interesting, as I did. So, Governor DeSantis, we met, I think it was probably more than a year ago at the governor's mansion. Now, we had bumped into each other a couple of times at some different speaking events, but never really had a chance to sit down and talk. And, you know, we got to know each other a little bit over breakfast, you know, and I was struck by how welcoming the event was and how conversational our discussion became quite rapidly. And you know, I thought I might walk down that road a little bit farther today. You've established a good reputation, or perhaps a stellar reputation already on the policy side and with regards to general administrative competence. But it's my sense, at least to some degree, that people don't know you as well as they might. And so I thought we might, and that goes for me as well. And so I thought we might try to redress that today. So that's what I'm going to aim at. And we'll take forays off into the philosophical and political direction from that, but that's where we'll focus. So the first thing I'd like to know and to share with everyone who's watching and listening is, where did you grow up? What was your upbringing like?
So I grew up most of my youth in a town called Dunedin, Florida, which is on the west coast of Florida in the Tampa, St. Petersburg area. I was actually born in Jacksonville. My mother was a nurse. My father worked for Nielsen TV ratings, which at that time you actually had to install the Nielsen devices on the boxes of the Nielsen families. So that was his job. It took us from Jacksonville to Orlando. And then by the time I was in first grade, I ended up in Dunedin, Florida. So my folks were just working class folks. My dad is from Western Pennsylvania. His father worked in the steel mills in Aliquippa, and then my mom was from northeastern Ohio, Youngstown, which is also a very blue collar area. So that was kind of how I was growing up. I was somebody that was very involved in baseball all the way through college, but certainly as a youth, it was something that I did pretty religiously. I went to church every Sunday. And then as I started to get older, I started working part-time jobs to be able to make ends meet. So it was a good upbringing. No one would have predicted probably when I showed up at first grade in Dunedin, Florida, that I would have gotten elected governor of the state in 30 years. But it just shows you, I think, this country still has a lot to offer, even though we've got a lot of problems. I was somebody that was able to work hard and really get ahead from that place in West Central Florida.
How big is the town?